Today, we are going to discuss the idea of microvibrational physics, or radiesthesia. The radiesthesia was actually founded since maybe ancient Egyptian people, since that era, and there is some kind of microvibrational physics that is the French radiesthesia, which is the physical radiesthesia. Radiesthesia is based on pendulums. You are accessing the subconscious mind, but there is a mental one and there is a physical one. The mental one is actually when you are, say for example, you get your personal wavelength and you ask the pendulum, even without getting the personal wavelength, and you ask the pendulum a question and it answers with yes or no. Yes, for example, you program the pendulum to go clockwise when the answer is yes, and counterclockwise when the answer is no. So for example, you can do this. Now I got my personal wavelength. So back and forth push, and I would say when you let's go back a little bit. When you are trying to get your personal wavelength, you get a back and forth push and you go lower down the pendulum and focus on the back of your hand until you get a clockwise spin, just like that. To know if you got the personal wavelength or the polarity, you measure each finger. So now, this is a polarity, because this is giving me a clockwise, this is a positive polarity, this is a negative polarity. So I would lower it again, till I get a point where I got a clockwise spin, then I measure again. This finger clockwise, this finger clockwise, this finger clockwise, this finger clockwise. Now I know that this is my personal wavelength. So now I got this. I can ask a question. For example, do I have a YouTube channel? And you will find out that from before I programmed my pendulum to say yes by actually rotating clockwise. For example, you can ask, am I right now in New York City? And this is a counterclockwise. This is the mental dowsing. You can use that, but it's not always accurate because sometimes the beliefs or the state of being affects that. The state of being you have affects the answers of the pendulum. What you can do is you can choose a state of being, self-concept, self-image that you want and be there, and then ask the pendulum if you are one of those people that needs, extra reassurance that you are doing it right. So one thing that you can do is use this in visualization. For example, you can get a picture of a place, like for example, or close your eyes and picture something. But what I recommend is get a picture of a place you want to go, like maybe a city. Like for example, in front of me, there is a house, like a picture of a house. I will get the wavelength of the house. There you go. It's rotating, so now this is the wavelength of that house. What I want to do is, I want with that wavelength to make sure that when I'm visualizing or when I'm in that state of being of that person that already got that house, I will get a clockwise spin. When I look around me here, it's not giving me a clockwise spin, it's giving me a counterclockwise spin. When I close my eyes and I imagine that I'm in that place, I feel it. Now a copy of me on the mental and emotional level is there now, looking at that house, looking at that place. You can use that to make sure that you are giving yourself the assurance, the confidence that you need. Because confidence is good when you are 100% sure that when you are visualizing something, you are doing it right. But you can convince yourself by doing that, because to the left brain you need some reassurance because we are so analytical nowadays. So this is something that you can do. Another thing you can do is you can get, for example, your personal wavelength again and see this is the physical radiesthesia, and you look at something as the wallet. So the wallet is giving me a clockwise spin, actually strengthening my field, my energetic field. As you can see, a helicopter spin right now. So this is a good type of leather. You can check the place that you are sleeping in, maybe the head. So I'm looking at the head area right now in my bed, and it's giving me a clockwise spin. So this is an easy way, using any pendulum, any weight on a string. Any weight on a string can do that. In a future episode, on a future video, we will do that. We will go deeper into how to measure things, how to make things that are detrimental a little bit more beneficial to you, or at least the things don't harm you as much. So if you want to work with me on that, email me. We can figure that out. We can see what we can do. But this is something that you can try today with visualization, like in terms of mental anesthesia, and checking out the food that you need. Sometimes you need, you know, one date or two dates, like eat them in the morning to flush the system out. You can get your wavelength and see and hold in your hand one, and you will find that maybe it's going counterclockwise, two, and it's going clockwise. So you know that you need two, not one, not three, just two. So this is something that you can try today. And yeah, that's it. Tell me down below if you did any kind of dowsing or any kind of micro vibrational physics before using the pendulums or something like that. Because this was used way, way back in ancient Egypt, in medieval, like in Europe. They used that, two rods, and they used to water douse, to know the underground stream waters. They get two rods or maybe a branch as an extension of your energy field, and they go and search for water. And when the branch does that as an extension of your energy field, it's an indication, because you are the instrument right now. You are not using a quantitative instrument, you are qualitative instrument. You are the instrument itself. You are seeing the effect on your energy system. This is why most of the modern science is based on quantity. They are not getting the human being into the equation, which is very bad. You need to get the human being into the equation to know the effects of the things around you, whether that be combustion engines, whether that be electrical cars, which basically are walking microwaves, and you are being bombarded with electromagnetic frequencies. So you need to harmonize that, and we will go into that deeper in the next few videos.